Hello students, in unit optics, after completing the refraction which was taking place with the help of lens or change of medium, now we have the another topic, another optical phenomena that is called dispersion. Dispersion is related to one more device, that is prism. This is the diagram of the prism. It is completely made up of glass. So this complete medium, this inner medium, this is made up of glass and outside air is present. So how it is? It is actually the top view of the prism. So actually this each line is showing the rectangular face of the prism. So it is this way. If this is rectangular 2D plane, so this side you can see that this is one rectangular face, this is second rectangular face, and this one is the third rectangular face. So all these three rectangular faces are inclined with respect to each other in form of triangle. So this complete medium inside the prism, that is made up of glass. So this is a prism, and in the lab also while doing experiments you will see the prism. Now what happens, what phenomena takes place when we use the prism? So whenever prism is kept in front of the sunlight, that means white light, then the on the another face of the prism we see the 7 colors. So you already know that white light consists of 7 colors that are Vibgyor order. Okay, so if we write the white light, it is already consisting of 7 colors in this order. Okay, Vibgyor is the order of all these colors. Red is the highest wavelength color and violet is the least wavelength color. So if we write the wavelength order, so wavelength is increasing. Okay, wavelength is increasing in this manner. Red is the highest wavelength, then less wavelength is orange, then less wavelength is yellow, then less wavelength is green, then blue, indigo, violet. So violet is the least wavelength color and red is the highest wavelength color. Now what happens when we make incident white light into the prism? So suppose this is the white light which is incident on the prism. So what happens when the white light enters into the prism, that means from air to glass if it enters. So here what happens, the white light in which already 7 colors are there, these 7 colors get divided. Okay, this way they get divided. So they travel in the straight line till the time single medium, that means glass, is going on. Okay, they travel in the straight line. After getting splitted, when these all 7 colors come out of the prism, so from glass to air they are coming, so obviously there will be the change in the path, they will turn away from the normal, so little change in the path will take place. So this way, this phenomena is called dispersion. Okay, so splitting of white light into 7 colors when it passes through the prism, this is called dispersion. Now why the dispersion takes place? That answer we need to know. So let us understand this with the help of one Cauchy's formula. Let us understand the cause of dispersion. So we will draw the diagram of the prism again, taking a single color. Okay, suppose a single color light is incident inside the prism. So what will happen? See, this should be the original path of the, okay, this should be the original path of the light, incident light. Now what happens here? As soon as a light enters from air to glass, so it should turn towards the normal, okay, because we are going from rarer to denser medium. So let us draw a normal here. Okay, this is the normal drawn. So originally the light should go this way, but because we are going from air to glass, this light should turn towards the normal. So this way towards normal turning we will show. Then again, this light will go straight till the time single medium glass is going on. but as soon as glass to air shifting is coming, outside also air is there. So again, whenever the change of medium is there, you should draw normal so that you can get the idea that where the light will go. So now this light, where it will go? So obviously we are going from glass to air, that means denser to rarer medium, so this light should turn away from the normal. Okay, so this is the light which is emergent light. So this is incident light and this is emergent light. So light we should have received the light in this path, but we are getting the light in this path. So if we extend this path of emergent light, so the angle between emergent light and incident light, okay, angle between emergent light and incident light. So emergent ray and incident ray, whatever angle is appearing, that we call deviation angle delta. Okay, this is called deviation angle delta. Now there are two relations which we have to use now to understand the cause of dispersion. First of all, the delta depends upon mu. Mu means refractive index of prism. Generally it is glass, 1.5. Okay. Now delta depends upon mu, and second formula is Cauchy's formula, which gives the relation between mu and lambda. So that relation is mu equal to A plus B upon lambda square plus C upon lambda power 4. That means if we combine the two relations, okay, so what is the basic dependence? Delta dependence is on mu, directly proportional, and mu is inversely proportional to lambda. So this way you can see that when we enter the white light, since in the white light already there are 7 lambdas, that means 7 colors. So for each lambda, the deviation angle will be different. Okay, deviation angle means at what angle this light will come out. This is the deviation angle. So for red color, lambda is greatest. Okay, for red color lambda is greatest, so delta will be minimum. Delta deviation angle will be minimum. So this way, if we see the sequence of the colors, then you can see we can decide here the order with the help of wavelength. Lambda is highest wavelength color, lambda highest wavelength, delta will be minimum, deviation angle will be minimum. So minimum deviation angle color is red, and then violet color has least lambda, minimum lambda. So if lambda is minimum, delta is highest, delta. So this delta deviation angle should be highest for violet color. Okay, and all other colors have in between delta. The values of deviation angle for all the other colors are just in between the values for violet and red color. So when we get the order of the colors from the prism, so we get the reverse Vigour from the prism. Okay, so if this is the original path of the light, red color's deviation is this much and violet color's deviation is this much. So if I name it delta V and delta R, so delta V is greater than delta R. So this is the cause of dispersion. So let us conclude. Since in the white light already there are 7 lambdas or 7 colors, and by these two relations, delta deviation angle depends upon lambda, inversely proportional. So whichever color has highest lambda will come at minimum deviation angle from original path. So if this is the original path of the white light, delta will come at minimum deviation angle and violet will come at maximum deviation angle. That's why the colors divide. So since the delta for each color is different, that's why the colors have to divide. So already in the white light all the colors, 7 colors were present. Okay, 1 color, 2 color, 3 color, 4 color, all were in this single line. But when they entered in the prism, they got divided. So this is the dispersion phenomena. Now let us see the prism formula derivation. Let us understand now prism formula derivation. Prism formula is mu equal to sine A plus del m by 2 upon sine A by 2. A is called the angle of prism. Okay, we can show the angle of prism here. So suppose ABC is a prism. Angle A is called the angle of prism. So for an equilateral prism, this angle A is 60 degree. Okay, so let us start now. Prism formula derivation. So for that we need to draw a single color light, and we have to show its refraction. So suppose this is the light which is incident on the prism. Now air to glass we are going. So we need a normal first. This is normal because we are going from air to glass. So this light should turn towards the normal. It will turn like this. Then it will go straight till the time glass medium is going on. Then again from glass to air we are going. So we need to draw normal. Now because we are going from glass to air, it should turn away from the normal. This we have discussed before also. Now let us complete this diagram with deviation angle. So if this is the original path of incident light, and this is our emergent light. So angle between emergent light and incident light is called delta. Okay, this angle is called delta. Now here we have to do calculation with the help of these angles. So I'll just draw the diagram bigger. Let us see now. Let us draw all that angles. With this first normal, incident light angle is angle I, and this emergent light's angle with the normal. Okay, so angle I, angle E, incident angle and emergent angle. And this side with normal, this is the normal, with normal, these normals we have joined. Okay, so this normal's angle with this refracted ray, you see the ray came here and it turned here. So normal के साथ angle को हम बुलाते हैं refraction angle R1, यहाँ वाले angle को हम बुलाएंगे refraction angle R2. Okay, after that now we need to use some quadrilaterals and triangles in this diagram so that we reach to this formula. First thing is, see this quadrilateral. In this quadrilateral, the opposite angle sum is 180 degree. This is the property of quadrilateral. So first thing I have written, angle A plus O is 180 degree. Angle A means angle of prism. Now second property will apply of triangle. Sum of the angles of triangles. So R1 plus R2 plus O. R1 plus R2 plus O angle. This is also 180 because it is triangle angles. Okay, so R1 plus R2 plus O is 180. Now if we combine these two equations, R1 plus R2 will come equal to A. Okay, A plus O 180, R1 plus R2 plus O 180, just match. So R1 plus R2 is equal to A. This is first equation obtained. Now for second equation, we need to draw the exterior and interior angles here. First of all, I need this angle. Okay, so you see, between this red line means normal and this blue line means dash line, the angle total is I. So if I take total angle here, this is total I. So from this R1, from this I, if R1 is subtracted, we will get this angle. So this angle value is I minus R1. Okay, in the same manner you see here, this total angle by vertically opposite, this total angle is E. So this angle will become E minus R2. Okay, now in this triangle, in this smaller triangle, delta is exterior angle and exterior angle is sum of interior angles. So I minus R1 plus E minus R2. These are two angles. Let us separate I plus E and R1 plus R2. I plus E is this, R1 plus R2 is already A. This is our second equation. Okay. Now there is one very important graph that if we keep on changing the incident angle, that means this incident angle, if we keep on changing of this ray which is incident on the prism, and we measure the delta deviation angle in each case. So suppose we keep incident angle 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree, 60 degree, and we measure the deviation angle. So deviation angle initially decreases and then increases. So this is one very important graph. This has been observed for all the kinds of prism. That means there is one value where the deviation angle is minimum. Okay, you can see deviation angle is decreasing then increasing. So that means some minimum angle of deviation is there, that we call delta M. Now here one very important condition we have to remember about deviation angle. So the deviation angle becomes minimum when these are the two conditions. When I incident angle equal to emergent angle E and R1 and R2 are also equal. So these two conditions we have to remember, and how these conditions are achieved we don't have to solve it in detail. This is obtained from maxima and minima of maths. Delta depends on I, you have seen in this relation number second. So if we differentiate delta with respect to I and we put it equal to 0, okay, this tool is obtained from the mathematical tool maxima and minima conditions. So if we put dy by dx equal to 0, so that gives us the points where y is maximum or minimum. So in that manner we have obtained that deviation angle becomes minimum. In which condition? So conditions are these obtained when I equal to E and R1 equal to R2. And in numericals, this line also you must be seeing, you will see that refracted ray is parallel to the base of prism. So this refracted ray and prism, if they are this base of the prism, if these two are parallel obtained, that means this is the condition of minimum deviation. So numericals are based on this particular condition. So we have to remember all the ways in which this deviation angle minimum condition could be given. So you have to remember first condition I equal to E and R1 equal to R2, and second manner of giving us this idea that deviation is minimum, that is this manner, that refracted ray and base of prism are parallel. Okay, now we will apply these conditions in equation 1 and 2. Okay, let us start. If we apply in equation 1, R1 plus R2 equal to A, but R1 and R2 are same, so let us put it R only. So this way R will come what? A by 2. So this is our first or we can say this is third equation obtained. We will be using it. Now in second condition, in the second equation, delta is minimum when I and E are equal. So I will call it I plus I minus A. So 2I minus A is delta M. So delta M plus A equal to 2I. This A is shifted here. So I equal to delta M plus A by 2. So this is our fourth equation. So what is the idea? We have actually got R and I answers. Now last step is that we have to put in the Snell's law. Mu equal to sin I upon sin R. This already we know. So at this phase, sin I upon sin R equal to mu of this prism. Okay, so let us put I value from here and R value from here. I is A plus del M by 2. We can call it del M, and R is A by 2. So this mu equal to sin A plus, this is the required prism formula. Okay, so mu equal to sin A plus del M by 2 upon sin A by 2. This is the prism formula and this is the derivation. Okay, remember the conditions of minimum angle of deviation.